Reyesfans, it's Gabriel Reyes, and I am here with another installment of reviews of movies and television, Halloween edition, and I'm here to review the Proud Family Halloween special, A Hero for Halloween. Now, if you guys remember the Proud Family, it was one of the most entertaining and groundbreaking, like, African-American cartoons, you know, with Disney Channel back in the early 2000s. And the episode that I just mentioned is their Halloween special, A Hero for Halloween. Now, this Halloween special was actually very special to me, and especially to a lot of kids and teens who watched this episode like back in the early 2000s. So in this Halloween special of the Proud Family, Penny and all of her friends her friends are gonna go to Wizard Kelly's Halloween bash party, and in this episode, there are actually a few celebrities who actually made guest appearances in this special, and one of the celebrities was Lil Romeo, or in this case, he goes by Romeo now. But back then, when he was a kid, everybody called him Lil Romeo. So, what I remember about this episode, and when they were advertising it at that time, I think a lot of people were very excited to see Lil Romeo appear on the Proud Family in this Halloween special, because he was one of the youngest and one of the most uprising stars at that time. So it was really cool to have him appear in this episode. Anyway, back to the plot of this episode. So pretty much, Penny's family is hosting a Halloween party, and the guy who comes to Mr. Proud to tell him that the reason he sold them the house at a very low price was the fact that it's actually haunted. And of course, as the episode goes on, they have their Halloween party, and not knowing that the guy who is haunting the house ends up visiting the house, but, you know, in a disguised way. He's pretty much the impersonator of the magician that they hired, that Penny's mom hired to entertain the guests. And on a side plot of this episode, Penny ends up eating some of her dad's scary Proud snacks, in which we all know that his snacks are, they pretty much make you sick. And at that point, she eats them, and surprisingly they're delicious, but something happened to the snacks. And when she eats them, she ends up becoming a superhero, and she ends up helping throughout the city for that night. She ends up stopping the Gross Sisters because they robbed the Wizard Kelly's like Halloween bash party. She pretty much, like I said, Penny ends up stopping them, brings the candy back to the party, and everybody starts partying, you know, with the concert and everything with Lil Romeo, and it's all good. And right then we switch back to the family back at their house. All of a sudden, like, the actual magician the real magician that was supposed to come to the party ends up showing up, and everybody keeps wondering who was the guy that shows up, and it ends up being the ghost that's haunting their house. And a very interesting thing is that the guy who does the voice of that ghost is actually Ving Rhames. Like, oh my god, like, I had no idea that was him. It just goes to show you that Proud Family, they were able to get so many of these well-known celebrities. Like, you had no idea that was actually them. So it was really interesting to see Ving Rhames, you know, appear on the Proud Family, especially as a ghost in the Halloween special. So that was really cool. But pretty much, you know, he's haunting the family and he's scaring them. You know, he's, you know, pretty much gonna kill them. But then all of a sudden, Penny ends up hearing her dad scream because of her super hearing. Ends up going back to the house, and she ends up fighting the ghost, and then it's all over. She wins, and towards the end of the episode, the dog Puff ends up finding the snacks, and the dog ends up becoming the superhero. So, yeah, it was really interesting. Okay, so that was pretty much the plot of this Halloween special. It was very simple, very, it had really good moments, and especially with the guest stars. And again, at that time, people were so excited about this episode because, again, Lil Romeo was in it, and the fact that the ghost who appeared was voiced by Reyes. Like, at that time, I had no idea that was him. Like, I knew who he was, but I didn't know that he made an appearance in this episode, and oh god, it was just so amazing. So as of now, with the Proud Family's Halloween special, A Hero for Halloween, is definitely one of my most favorite episodes of Halloween. That's based around Halloween to watch, because it holds such a special place in my heart, because this was one of those episodes that I love watching, especially when it's set on Halloween. That was back in the early 2000s, and it was just so great to watch it again, and knowing exactly, about some of the guest stars, like some guest stars that were on this episode that you didn't really know about. Again, we all knew about Lil Romeo, but I didn't know that the ghost was voiced by Reyes. I just have to mention it again. Oh man, it's just that he's such an amazing actor, and it was so cool that he was in this episode. Alright, you guys, so that was my review of the Proud Family's Halloween special, A Hero for Halloween. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you know when my next video is coming up. Alright guys, I'm Gabriel Reyes, I'm out. See you in the next Halloween themed video.